Well, good Friday evening to everyone. How are you? It's good to see you, and it's good to be seen by you. I, of course, am the one and only Bill Sylvie, aka the Dungeon Delver, coming to you live, loud and clear on a Friday night from an undisclosed location somewhere in the swamps of Central Florida. And good evening to you, Robert Phillips and Paladin Steve, and anyone else who is hanging with us this evening. Welcome, welcome. Let me impose on you for a minute. Like right out of the chute, I'm already going to be asking a favor of you guys, but it's kind of important, I think. If you would, could you please do me a favor? If you haven't already, I should say. I don't want to accuse anyone of having not done their part, but if you haven't, would you please click the subscribe button, click the bell icon for notifications? It is super helpful, particularly in these uncertain times of YouTube perfidy. And that would be super cool and super helpful. If you're new around here, if you've just recently subscribed and you don't know what's going on, you don't know what exactly it is we do, guys, let me tell you, have you picked a fun night to be here on? Because in a little bit, we're going to be playing some Gamma World. And what do I mean by that? What do I mean when I say we're going to be playing some Gamma World? Well, let me tell you what I mean. I've got some folks that are going to be joining me here in just a little bit in the virtual table sense, and we're going to play the TTRPG Gamma World together. Now, maybe you're thinking, maybe you're like, oh, so it's like, big streaming shows that they play D&D or Shadow Dark or whatever. And no, it's not. No, because you see, we're actually playing. We could get started tonight with these characters, and in next to no time at all, everybody's got to roll up new characters. That's a thing that could happen. Because you see, folks, the dice will determine what happens. We don't do table reads. We don't do script writing sessions. We don't do story arcs. We don't have plotted out events, rehearsals, none of that. None of that. We could have a TPK just like that. And that's not something you're going to get on, say, bigger and better live stream TTRPG shows. This game will unfold exactly as it would if it were just me and these folks playing together. And I'm also going to point out that if you have any questions about what we're doing or about how we're doing it, I want you to ask, and I will do my best to answer. If I don't, one of my players might, and if my players don't, somebody else in the live stream chat might. Because, folks, I have got the best looking and the smartest of any 5-night-a-week TTRPG live stream show audience on YouTube, and I'll kill on the hill. I'm not dying on any hills. So absolutely, positively feel free to ask your questions. And you know what else you can feel free to do? If you're so inclined, guess what? We have merch. That's right. Delver's Dungeon merch. It is linked in the description below. Get yourself it, guys. It's not just a t-shirt or a pint glass or a coffee mug or a vinyl wall hanging thing or whatever. It is a work of art. It is a work of art crafted by TSR art pioneer Tracy Lesh. Tracy, I created the Mind Flayer Lesh. That Tracy Lesh did our merch, and it is sumptuous. Sumptuous. So check that out. Get yourself a hoodie, a t-shirt, what have you, and you'll be all set. You will make a fashion do. You will make a fashion yes. You will make a fashion statement, and that statement will be, I'm dialed into the best classic TTRPG live stream show on YouTube. Are you? So I hope you will do that. And speaking of things, now we come to the point in the show where I need to inform you of something that is so important as to beggar belief. And then I'm going to talk about the show going forward here in just a few minutes. But oh, I love Mystery Men. Jorge. Anyway, so at Christmas this year, the holidays, if you are so inclined, we're going to be giving away gifts. There's going to be 4 gifts that we're going to be giving away. They're all the same thing. It's 4 of the same thing. We're going to have a certain set of names of audience folks on a wheel that we're going to spin. And where it lands, that person will get the gift. Now you might hear me saying the gift. What is the gift? It is a TTRPG item. It is not TTRPG adjacent. It's not like a poster. It's not a piece of show merch. It's not a 3D printed miniature. It is an actual TTRPG item. It is unique. You can't just run out and buy one. And it's a physical item. I'm not giving out like, go download this PDF or something. So 4 lucky people are going to be chosen. How do you get your name on that wheel? You might be wondering. Well, let me tell you. We offer, as forms of show support, memberships here on YouTube. You can click, it's over here somewhere. And you can support us over on Patreon, which you can see scrolling by right along the bottom there. Those of you who support us through one of those 2 methods, your names will be added to the wheel. We'll spin the wheel. And if we land on your name, you will receive one of those 4 gifts. When are we going to do that? We are going to do that on Christmas night, December 25th, 2025. Hold those up, show them to you. Now, I'm going to tell you guys on October 1st, which is very close. I can see it coming. It's right over there. On October 1st, I am going to tell you guys what we are going to offer, what those gifts will be. It's going to shock you. You're going to be astounded at it. Whatever you're thinking it could be right now, you're not even close. It's going to blow you away. You're going to want to spend that $1.99 or $1 minimum to get a chance at this. And that brings me to the next point. You have to be a member. You have to be a patron. And this is important, you have to be subscribed as a member or join us on Patreon no later than October 31st. So I'm showing it to you on the 1st. We're doing the big reveal on the 1st. And I'm going to close the entries on October 31st. not November 1st, not like you have through October 31st. You have to, but no later than October 31st. If you're going to be going out for a Halloween night party and you know you're not going to be home till the wee hours of November 1st, and you're like, I'll do it when I get back from the party. Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. So that is rule 1. Rule 2, you have to stay subscribed or on Patreon through the end of December. I would put it on auto pay. 3, it doesn't matter. It does not matter what level you join us at. This is not just for Master Thieves. All right. You can come in at the lowest level, but you have to be a channel member or you have to be a patron. If you're thrifty, if you know things are going to be tight, like anorexically thin, then do Patreon for $1 a month. That's $2. But I would absolutely highly recommend that you put it on auto debit for those 2 months at least. Now, if you come through, and Wave of Mutilation says, what is it? I want it. Give it to me. And you're not, you're not chosen, and you're like, I'm out of here. I understand. But it's going to be cool, and you're going to like it a lot. Hopefully, you'll want to stick around. And I'm going to mention one other thing about Patreon and about YouTube channel memberships. The Master Thief levels, I call them the same things over on YouTube and on Patreon. The Master Thief level, that's supporting us at $10 a month. I'm a little embarrassed to admit this, but I have fallen down on the rewards for our $10 levels. That changes in January. I'm getting back on the rewards, guys, and I apologize. So if you've been wondering where the hell are my free adventures, they're coming back. So I hope you will want to stick around for that. I hope you will want to enjoy and remain part of the Delvers Dungeon family. And speaking of sticking around, that's enough out of me, guys, because it is time to play some first edition Gamble World, some classic Gamble World. So let me put my headphones on and open the control gate and flood our gaming space with tonight's participants. First up, we have a guy. He's an awesome guy. All my players are awesome folks, but this guy, no less than anyone else. You can check out his D&D content here on YouTube at Doom Swords, or Doom's Words, as you like. Everybody, please welcome Doom Sword Deathmaster as Techno. What's up, my friend?
Hey, how's it going? How's everybody doing?
It is going. And up next, you know her from the live chats almost every night. She also dips in when my co-host Kyle is here running stuff on Wednesday night. Everybody welcome Kanek as Sage.
Good. Hey, peeps.
And last but absolutely not least, joining us tonight, speaking of folks we like to have around here, this guy, he only plays Gamma World with us on Friday nights, unless I can occasionally coerce him into a little guest appearance here and there. But I also live stream with him and the Dungeon Minister as part of the Nerd Council of Doom. Welcome, 1/3 of that troika. And also, he's got a kick-ass YouTube channel at Yang Yan Zhao 4. Everybody, welcome Yang Yan Zhao. Yang.
Evening, everyone.
How are you, my friend?
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. Well, I hope it hasn't been a bad day.
No, I'm just full of sawdust.
How? Home improvement stuff?
Yeah, finally building some kitchen cabinets.
Well, all right, man. All right. So, let's see. Ooh, that is not what I wanted to do. I gotta be careful here. I don't want to. Let's see. Nope, that is not that. Okay, there we go. All right, everyone. Once and for all, to summarize, last week you had finished your business with a trading caravan, and you had arrived in a most curious little settlement in the middle of the desert. This place is called Black Rock City, and it seems to be an enclave of all sorts of folks. There's mutants, there's what appear to be pure strain humans, there's mutated animals, and it's all kind of wrapped up in an eclectic sort of artistic community with so much music. That is where you find yourself here in this little town. Now, the observant of you might notice that Tim Imholt and Kevin are out tonight. We hope they will make it back next Friday. So their characters are off browsing the merchant stands near the center of town, but the rest of you, moseying about a bit, have you have encountered a pair of mutant animals. They're mutant coyotes named Silt and Ash, who have come to fetch you and bring you to Matriarch Ember, the leader of Black Rock City. She would like to speak with you. And that is what you guys were doing. You were on your way there. Now, Dooms, you're out of your armor. You basically parked your armor, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Yeah, so it's a fairly pleasant stroll across this place. And despite their sardonic attitudes, the coyotes apparently have a sense of civic duty. They indicate the glow dwellings, which are these dome-like structures off on one quadrant of Black Rock City there that seem to be they seem to be, well, they don't seem to be, the coyotes tell you that those are the residences, that's the residential quarter where most people live, and the glow dwellings are just that. There are sources of powered illumination festooning and decorating each of the domed houses. You pass a section where there's a lot of metal work going on. That's the Scrapyard Forge. In the middle of the town, there are the Playa Wells, which are a source of water and apparently just kind of a casual meeting place. There's Lots of people gathered around the wells getting water. Despite the fact that this is a desert, water does not seem to be a problem. It appears that they have plumbed a well deep enough and are able to stay hydrated. Off on a hill nearby, the coyotes point out that is the Bone Garden, and that is a memorial for all of those who have perished here. And one of them kind of you can't tell if it's smiling or if it's just kind of showing its teeth, but it comments that anyone who has any designs on grave robbing had best watch out for the trees. And squinting and looking out in that direction, you can occasionally see the trees, which appear to be made of scrap metal. They kind of move a little bit. You're not sure if they're some kind of automata or if they're just mobile traps, but it doesn't look terribly friendly. And with that, you're led to a structure not really in the middle of town. It's a slightly larger dome. Its lighting arrangement is a little bit more reserved than that on the glow dwellings. Behind it, there are a couple of large, you're not sure if it's glass, transparent steel, or what it is, domes that are kind of dusty, and through them you can see a lot of green in that area. And standing in front of the door is a mutated human. He looks to be about 3 meters tall, and he's holding well, in his hands it almost looks like a pistol, but it's a laser rifle. And he regards the two mutant hounds, and they just kind of stare at each other for a minute, and he nods and then looks at you and says in a voice that, despite this fellow's reedy appearance and long, lanky limbs, his voice is very deep and mellow. He says, "Howdy. Welcome to Black Rock City. Y'all are expected." And he gestures
finally,
to
finally, our reputation precedes us, and we are given the glory that we have deserved for so long. What do you think, Legs?
"Oh, well, I'm just the doorman, mister. Come on in."
Well, I was asking my insectoid friend, but certainly.
"Oh, sorry. People around here tend to call me Legs." He lifts one of his long, spindly legs and shakes his sandaled foot and chuckles.
You see Go's compound eyes just swivel back and forth as he sort of licks them like a cat would wash its face, but he's doing that to clean his eye. And Go simply shrugs and says, "Yes, we should see what they want."
What if they
Sage kind of rubs her face for a second and says, "Well, we've been invited. Let's proceed."
Go will say back to Techno, "They can try."
Indeed.
All right, and with that, you enter the dome. It is refreshingly cool in here after the oppressive heat out on the sandy ground of Black Rock City. you're not sure if this is natural or if this is some kind of mechanism, or if it's just the fact that you're in the shade and this place is half submerged in the ground that gives you a little bit more, gives you more of a refreshed sense as you enter. So as you go in, there's a large circular couch-like object in the middle. It's odd because it has on the outer edge you can sit and face out, but then it's got an open middle, and there's a gap so you can walk in and sit down. There are various shelves containing books and assorted items like that. There's an opening off to the right that's closed off with a curtain of some kind. And then in the back of it, there's a door that looks like a repurposed metal hatch, a duralloy hatch of some kind. And it opens up, and through it steps a tanned, handsome woman. She's wearing a white outfit. Seems to be just kind of a wrap that goes from her neck to her ankles. She's brushing black soil off of her hands, and she smiles and says, "Well, there's our visitors, or our newcomers at any rate. Give me just a moment, won't you?" She says, "Please make yourselves at home. Have a seat."
Very well.
Sage sits down and gets comfy.
Okay. So the one thing that you do notice about her is she has red hair. I don't mean she's a redhead. I mean she has, like, you've seen that color red only on pre-cataclysm artificial items. Like, it is red and it shimmers slightly. You're not sure if that's a mutation, if that's some kind of affectation, or what it is, but it is most curious and impressive.
And did a newcomer to either of you? Sounds like we were staying.
Well, she left it open.
So
Sounds
after a few
closed to
minutes,
me.
after is I have rock and expansion, or I have stick. Yes. So after a few minutes, she comes back out from the curtained area, and she's carrying a tray with small cups of some steaming liquid and a pot. She walks in the middle of the couch and sits down and offers you all a cup.
Sage will take a cup.
All right.
Go grab one.
Okay.
Yeah, same. I'll partake.
Okay. Yeah. It's an herbal tea. It's whatever sweetness it has comes naturally from whatever it's brewed from. She says, "Well, I hope I haven't imposed on you by asking you to come straight here. There's no trouble or anything. Rest assured. I just like to get to know everyone who comes through. That's so, well, interesting, for lack of a better term.
How often do you? Pardon my interruption. How often
go
do you
ahead.
just encounter these interesting folk that you would roll out the mud rug for?
Well, yes, the dust does get everywhere. typically folk will come from Ryan or even places further east or from the west, from all over. Sometimes our reputation precedes us, and folk like to come and see and experience Black Rock City before they go on to other places. Generally speaking, unless they have a trade or something like that they would like to offer the entire city for civic, something that I think is of civic benefit, I don't I don't make it a point to trouble them. But when folks come in and are as well armed as you were, and of course the caravan master told me what you did for him, and I must say, he spoke very well of you. Oh, and he gave me something for you. Yes, he gave me something for you. Just a moment. She stands up, opens up a cabinet, and brings over several small cloth sacks and hands them to each of you. There's 2 extras, which you presume one is for Arlen and the other is for Wunderbar. He said, this is the last half of your pay.
Indeed. Well, since it is clear we are both individuals of our word, I find it pleasant to meet you.
Well,
charmed, I'm sure.
It's very pleasant to meet you too. So that's a Krieger Mark IV assault battle suit that you walked into town wearing.
Well, I don't know what it's called. I just know the sound it makes when it takes a man's life.
She she's still smiling, but watching you over her cup, and then she takes a sip and says, well, that is what it's called. I've worn the armor too before, you see, before I came here, before I came to Black Rock. I trust there's not going to be any issues. You didn't bring any grievances here with you, did you?
Of course not. And if I had, I would have done them under the cover of night, rather, and no one would have seen me coming until it was a bit late.
Well, there were those robots that smelled like apples.
Well,
it's a rough place out there,
and more defenses than I show at first.
Well, Mr. Techno, don't underestimate us. Like I said,
I do not.
I've worn the armor too. But what's this you say, Go, about robots that smell like apples?
Yes. There were robots in the desert. They smelled of apples, as people were said to enjoy before the cataclysm. Yes, they are purging the southern deserts of people.
And you've seen them firsthand?
Oh, I saw some lurking in the shadows, but I have many legs to run away with.
I see. Well, that robots that are out there killing people, that's unfortunately not that uncommon. Thank goodness that you were able to escape. And as far as apples from before the war, well, just a moment. She walks back over to the hatch and opens it, and it's open long enough now. When she does, you can see it leads out into what must be the glazed dome area. There are all sorts of green plants in there. She steps out there. You can hear her humming to herself, and then she comes back in, and in her hands, she's got a bundle of spherical fruit. Each one's about 50, 60 millimeters in diameter, glistening with moisture. And she says, "Won't you partake with me?" Apples. These
Don't mind if I do.
These may be the last on Earth.
Sage will take an offered one.
Okay. You've never had anything like this. It is the skin is firm, but gives way with a pleasant snap. The juice and the pulp inside. The pulp is kind of a greenish whitish in color, and it is very sweet and tangy. And she offers one to each of you. No,
Sage enjoys it.
Blocky red and yellow.
Go
Well,
will
thank you.
take one, but he won't eat it. He'll save
Okay.
it in his pouch.
Alrighty. I'm sorry, Dooms, you were saying techno?
Yeah, he takes one and he'll eat of it.
Okay. She says, tell your friends they can come and get some. These might be the last fresh apples growing on the North American continent. Those last three words mean nothing to you. North, you understood North. And then the words after that were just, which is, and she says, and that's ironic considering this is the middle of a desert, but
I have no doubt that it's impressive. Much you have shown has been impressive, and your responses to my questions were equally impressive, and you seem to be a font of knowledge in an otherwise barren wasteland.
well,
As I said, charmed, I'm sure. I anticipated that correctly. I would like to, at some time, begin to understand a little bit more about our surroundings. For you see, we have been in the wasteland and in the barrens ourselves for a long time, fought many dangerous creatures and many dangerous robots, as Go likes to refer to them, and to find a haven of, hopefully, sanctuary and solace is most welcome in these troubling times.
Well, I'll tell you what I can, since you ask so politely. She pulls her legs up, crosses them, and leans forward, rests her hand on her chin on her hand, and says, "As near as I can tell, this used to be some kind of festival space before the cataclysm. People came out here for entertainment, amusement. I'm not precisely sure why they would come out into the middle of an inhospitable desert, unless it wasn't like this before the cataclysm. And I don't think it was different before the cataclysm. There's no signs up on the nearby hills and mountains that this has ever been anything but a desert."
Indeed.
And it became a very advanced community before the cataclysm, and then that happened. And I suppose, well, the people who were here back then all fled to other places or sought out resources, but it was abandoned and almost lost to the sands for decades upon decades. Now, when I arrived here 15 years ago, there was just a handful of folk. They were almost cultishly worshiping broken machines, living in the margins, surviving on less than a mouthful a day each. Well, I looked around and I did my best to put my knowledge to use. I found out that there was a power source here that just needed a little bit of TLC to get functional again. And when I did that, there were lights. Some of the pre-cataclysm machines, we were able to start working again, and it attracted a few more people in from the waste, people who were willing to work with me. And those who weren't, well, we sent along their way. As any kind of infrastructure or stability tends to draw not only the desperate, but the desperados as well. So it gradually built up the core of a small community here. Humans, pure strain, mutants, humanoids, and folks with good skills just kind of drifted in. The garden, she gestures behind her to the hatch. The garden was a lucky find. Someone came through and they had a sealed container. They wanted to sell it for scrap. I was able to figure out how to open it, and there were preserved seeds of every kind, fruits, vegetables, all sorts. And we were able to get the deep artisanal wells going, and the rest is the rest, as they say, is history.
And pardon my lack of interruption in this case,
that's okay.
From general excitement. But I found your story intensely captivating.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
Yes, so utilizing the bits of technology that we could and patching things back together, we've created a community here, and the art, the music, the safety, it's just made this a livable space. And I'm the folk who live here looked to me for guidance. Just I'm good with a wrench, and I recognize old technology and how to use it. So I kind of took on the mantle. But if anyone ever wishes to take on the job themselves, well, we put it to a group referendum. Any major decisions we make, and well, by and large, it's a pretty agreeable community.
It seems so.
And occasionally we do have traders come through with items that they'd like to trade. And I'm hoping to find an establishment outside of the wastes and outside of rad waste where we can share our seeds and hopefully encourage food plants to grow in other places.
And that is a lofty and noble goal. I will tell you that it has only gotten dangerous out there, more dangerous than it has been in the past. I mean to say, It is I'll be perfectly honest with you. Were it not for my armor, I would have been eradicated much earlier than now.
Have you had trouble finding power sources for it? For either of your suits of
Well,
armor?
Well, I had trouble until a most fortunate find just recently, which has allowed it to recharge entirely. We do have one full cell and one at about half capacity. But to be honest with you, all manner of energy charging has felt as if we've been abandoned by the gods. We rode low on ammunition, and I would not normally tell anyone that. However, I trust you, for you've given freely. Any energy, it is the primary thing that we are on the lookout for, and we destroy those creatures that are generally ambivalent to life of all types, and we destroy them underneath our booted feet.
Well, that's definitely the way to deal with it. So what do you plan to do? Are you going to continue to explore out into the wilderness? Are you going to what are your plans?
I'm not entirely sure, and my companions here are relatively new to the situation. The others needing much rest. So, of course, they have a say, and then we shall discuss it as a council, as a governing body, if you will, and come up with a decision. Your hospitality is, however, much appreciated. And I think I speak for everyone when I say that.
Well,
Sage
thank you,
looks over and nods.
Thank you, Techno, Sage, Go, and thank your companions, Arlen and Wonderbar, for me as well.
One question, being that you asked about power sources for our armor and stuff, was this merely a matter of curiosity, or?
Yeah, I was literally just curious as to whether or not you had located a steady supply of power sources or what have you.
Yes, if we find such a thing, assuming all goes as well as has been well in your settlement, we will make every attempt, best effort, to notify you of such a thing if it suits our and your purpose.
Well, I appreciate that. That is that's quite decent of you.
So Sage perks up and says, "You know what you're doing here. You got a great medical facility. You're supporting your arts and everything else like that for mental stability. How do you think we could fit in here? I mean, is it a mutual thing, or should we look at moving on? I'm laying it on the table."
That is entirely up to you. I mean, I know that there are still a few places where you can visit, and there are decent folk as well. I mean, you're depending on how you travel, you're actually not that far from San Francisco, and there's a large city there as well. I'm not telling you to leave and go there. That's not what I'm saying. But just that there are ample opportunities to explore other places if this is it. I'll tell you something. I have been curious about the does San Francisco still smell? I hope not. I hope not. There is rumored to be a city not far from here to the southwest. It is a place called Renew. And we've been so focused on trading and building up what we have here. I haven't had time to ask any of the caravans to travel to Renew. You have the means, and I would guess you have the desire. Would you consider traveling to Renew to see what it's like there?
For lots of money, sure.
Well,
she laughs. Well, I would think if you find a community there that it is the opportunity for profit should abound. What is Go's charisma? It's not preternaturally low or high, is it?
Sorry, what did you say? What's his what?
Charisma.
Oh, 9.
Look at him.
Okay. Yeah.
He has 18 legs and a scorpion stinger.
He just sort of cocks his head to the side and looks at Techno.
He licks his eyeballs, for God's sake.
Oh my God. Sorry.
That's okay.
Don't be jealous.
Well, she hides a smile and says, just think about it. Just think about it. And I'll think about the potential profitability for you. I don't want you to leave right away, to be sure. It's just we've never met anyone from there, and I know that there was a city there in pre-cataclysm times. So
to be fair, I'm glad you brought it up because I've had an interest in this place since I first heard about it. Not Renew, but San Francisco. I believe we can come up with some sort of accord between us that would see us do just as you propose, regardless of my insectoid friend.
yes.
No, you must forgive him. I believe he must molt.
Well, everyone does. But let me ask, do you have perhaps a vehicle? A method of transportation to get there faster?
Well, we have one or two that we could potentially spare. But you must understand, they would be loaners only.
Of course, of course.
So you would be you would be willing to explore nearby and potential trade routes then, if we can come to an accord on it.
Potentially, yes, yes.
And as a matter of fact, that's what I do. That's who I am.
Well, let me talk to the let me talk to the people tonight. We'll put it on referendum and we'll see what they think. I mean, the resources, they're not just mine. There are people who work on the vehicles. There are people who utilize the vehicles themselves. So it's not just my desires at play here, you understand.
Where does one get a hot or cold drink, a hot or cold meal, and some rest from this relentless sun?
Oh, well, if I believe that the Coyote twins found you at the place where you can get a good meal and a good drink, the bar.
Oh, indeed. Well, fair
now,
enough. I try not to partake of too much drink, but I find myself failing.
And as far as a place to rest, we do actually have a traveler's roadhouse, if you're so inclined. Nils, the keeper, she will take Domars or gold.
And your medical service is top notch. I will attest to it.
Oh, you've already needed Doc's help?
Yeah. I came in a sorry state.
Yes, Dr. Vero is he's a very, very gifted physician. He knew how to use so much of the technology that we've been able to gather from various places. And between the two of us, we were able to build a pretty good facility for aiding those who'd been injured.
Very much so. I'll attest to it.
Well, that's
well, then
wonderful.
I suppose I'll retire.
She stands up and extends her hand to each of you. Nice firm handshake, and thanks you and shows you out.
Perfect.
All right, so you've got the rest of Black Rock City to explore if you guys want to, or you can head out onto the desert plains and do a little bit of exploring yourself. It's up to you.
Well, I believe we need a day of rest. Perhaps.
Oh,
not,
yeah.
But
I mean, we got to wait for the committee to do. Yeah. I mean, yes. They're going to, you know, they got the stays, they got the digs. We can heal up, relax. Sounds like they might have something for us, you know. So let's see what they come up with.
Okay. Hey, Paul Ravenscall, good to see you. Oh, that's okay, Kabuki. Paul calls us all heretics. All right, so the city is more or less exactly as I described it, unless there's something you guys are looking for specifically to interact with or what have you. You can go back to the bar and get yourself a drink or two. It's up to you, really.
I mean, I did my part, so I'll do whatever the group does.
I think I'll go ahead and go to the bar area, you know, assuming that it's not quite time to turn in, but I wanted to make a basic acquaintance with it was Nils, I think.
Nils, yeah.
Yeah, and just chill out for a while, and then the point is to stay in the town, such as it were, for at least tonight.
Okay. Robert Phillips says even in 2250. This is no, Gamble World does use the communist measurement system. If I slip up and out of that periodically and into freedom units, well, I apologize for messing with your verisimilitude. But all right, yeah. So Nils is a skinny blonde with kind of poofy curly hair who greets you with a smile. Although she's reading it she's striking a very casual pose behind the counter with her feet up. She is very carefully leafing through what to your eyes you think must be a pre-cataclysm publication of some kind. There's a sort of a shimmering holographic cover. It is brightly colored. Occasionally she flips it to where it's lengthwise to look at things inside of it. But you come in and she carefully lays it underneath the counter and says, well, hey, y'all. Welcome. You're newcomers, I think, aren't you? What am I saying? Of course you're newcomers. You wouldn't be here if you weren't newcomers. I bet you want to flop, yeah?
Well, I mean, this is certainly the first time I've been here, and I wanted to make acquaintance before doing anything else. Whatever you say. But the time is for that is near. Not now. You have, how would you say, vacancies?
Oh yeah. I mean, the burn is still weeks off, so you're actually here at a really good time. So
Very well.
Let's see. She goes and picks up a couple of, you're listening but falling asleep. This is like when your parents read you bedtime books. I don't know if that, I don't know if that's a compliment or not, JP.
Oh goodness. Oh, JP.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, she walks down a hallway off of this kind of squarish structure, and there's small but comfortable rooms in a row down the hall. She's like, yeah, so just, I guess, let me know if you need anything. Do you need anything?
Towels, soap, the basics.
It's in there. She
Thank
points at the rooms.
I mean, we've come from outside. None of that stuff is normal.
Okay.
We are still outside.
Mm.
To the bar.
All right, lead the way.
All right, so you go back to the bar, and it's very similar. There's Arlen and Wonder Bar are sitting there. They're deep in a discussion. Arlen's like, well, I like this pellet spread on this. I can get a bigger flank shot on mutants with my boomstick here. And Wonder Bar responds, yeah, but the accuracy of a laser rifle, you just want to punch a hole in something half a kilometer away. That's, yeah. So they're kind of interacting, going back and forth about that. As far as a meal, it's a couple of Domar. You can get a meal and a mug of some cold beer here.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
Sage will say, set me up.
Alrighty. So each of you can spend a couple of domar, get a good meal and a beer. Anything else you guys want to do in there? There's not really anyone of interest. It's early enough in the day. You think that for any heavy drinking, that hasn't really kicked off yet. Although apparently quiet time is now over because you can feel more than hear. It sounds like at least one of the bands performing in the kind of outer fringes of the of Black Rock City has started going again.
Well, perfect. I intend to just sit around for a while and then get some much needed rest.
Okay. So you guys spend a while there. Is Sage doing anything?
Nope, she's hanging
particular?
out.
All right. Yang, how about go?
Are there bar games?
Yeah, they have darts. If you want to play pub darts.
He will.
All right.
He will.
Go ahead and give me there's a little chalkboard next to it for keeping score.
Mhm.
I tell you what, Arlen steps up and says, all right, Bug Man, I bet you a domar I can beat you in a game of cricket. Sorry, darts, where we try and get 21 points but not go over.
My friend, no one beats me at crickets.
Yeah. All right. Yang, give me 3d20 rolls.
Before we do that, I would like to say that Go is just going to use his illusion generation to make it seem like he is playing darts and that he has perfect aim.
Okay. What is your mental strength?
9.
9. Okay. I don't know what Tim's mental strength is. So
I think it's like 2.
I don't quite think it's that bad, Yang, but good try, brother. Good try. Let's see. You know what? We'll give it we'll say that because he's had a few, he's kind of slowed down a little. We'll make it a 9 as well. All right, so 9 and 9. Roll a d20.
D20. All right.
Yeah.
And it's not rolling. Oh, there we go. 2. And a 20 and a 10.
And a 1.
And a 1.
And a 1. Here, try it once and we'll see if it oh, Tim is mental strength 13. Okay. All right, Yang, roll.
All right.
And 11. All right. Okay, again, given that that Arlen has had a few and he was full of bravado and so on, he proceeds to throw his darts. All right, he does not do well on his throws. Let me see. Roll Dooms, roll 2d6, please. Arlen's like, yeah, well, Bug Man, I guess you win. And he starts fishing in a vest pocket. Did you roll 2d6?
2d6?
2d6, yeah.
8.
8. Oh, all right. And Canik, roll 2d6.
A 2 and a 1.
A 2 and a 1. Okay. That's illusion generation is what you use, right, Yang?
Yes.
I just think it's so appropriate that there's these cricket sounds coming from you, Yang, and you're playing a bug man. Let's see.
I know my peeps.
It's like Men in Black, you know, all the
Right.
roaches start crawling out from the. I'm covered in sawdust. That's not sawdust, bro.
All right. Arlen grumbles about losing. That's not the dice I wanted to roll.
Those weren't the dice you were looking for.
Those were not the dice I was looking for. Yeah, Arlen grumbles about losing and dejectedly starts to walk up. He pulls his darts out and sets them back on the tray and reaches towards the center. And he's like, he turns and narrows his eyes and looks at you. Where are your darts at?
Busted.
I threw them at the board, as you saw. Perhaps you were too drunk and took my darts instead of yours. I'd like to point out he's never told anyone in the party that he can generate illusions.
And that's fair. He
Arlen,
grumbles.
I would like to point out that "you're too drunk" is fighting words.
He glares at you and flips a Domar coin to you. All right, bug man.
Hey, Arlen,
Alrighty.
I call him Legs.
I'll call him Bug Man. All right, so the rest of the evening passes there in the tavern, and the music gets louder and louder and louder and louder, and it sounds like there's hundreds of people cheering and chanting outside. The bartender kind of cocks his head. He's like, "Oh, listen, strangers, at least for a little while, I got to shut the bar because I got to get out there. So, shoo for a while."
All right. I'm grabbing my
You
drink
got
and I'm
something
going
real
out.
quick? You got something real quick to get the bug man drunk?
I don't know what gets bugs drunk.
Damn, neither do I.
Nectar.
The strongest stuff you got. The strongest stuff you got. Go for it.
Nectar and blood. Preferably O negative.
Sorry.
Negative.
All right. So you go outside and
So Yang,
it's
you want my blood? Is that what you're saying?
It's not the many different stages that have got stuff going on. They're lit up. That's lighting up. It looks like everyone in Black Rock City is crammed towards one of the festival areas. And people are going nuts. There is a band playing. It is just a very festive atmosphere. There are people dressed in outlandish costumes. There's bright lights flashing. You see a fellow who looks taller than the guard who was standing outside of Matriarch Embers, and then you realize that that's just probably more or less a pure strain human walking on stilts, literally like stepping over people, taking like 3-meter strides every time he walks. Very, very well balanced. and the lights, someone steps up. There's a bright light is shining just on them. The crowd quiets down a little bit, and that individual says, "Ladies and gentlemen, mutants and humanoids, creators and consumers of art, without further ado, give it up for Matriarch Ember." And they all start chanting, "Ember, Ember, Ember." And there she is. At least you think that's her. There's the red hair, the positively glowing red hair under the stage lights. She's wearing something a lot more festive than the simple white wrap she was wearing when you met her earlier. The colors seem to move and scintillate on their own. She steps up, and her voice, you're not sure how this happens, but it seems to boom from every corner of Black Rock City. Inexplicably, she asks how everyone is doing. But she doesn't wait for everyone to respond each individually. No, she just proceeds to just add to the festive atmosphere. And she says, "Now, many of you know, all of you know, the burn is still many weeks away. But we have a referendum that we need to discuss." And a cheer goes up from the crowd, and people start chanting, "Referendum, referendum." She says, "A group of travelers from out of the wasteland have come and seek to use one of the vehicles, one of the pre-cataclysm vehicles, to explore around and add to the Commonwealth through their exploration. Now, the vehicles belong to you as much as me, as much as anyone who needs them. But you all know the rules. It's up to a referendum. So what do you say? Do we let these folks," you're all lit up by a spotlight. You're illuminated there, standing in the desert, dust wafting around you in the night. Do we let these fine folks utilize one of Black Rock City's vehicles to try and bring art and enlightenment further out into the world, to push the wasteland back a few more kilometers? And she holds a box up in her hand, and as soon as she does, the crowd goes absolutely bonkers. She continues to hold it up, and then she slowly raises a hand. The crowd quiets down, and she says, "Is there anyone who doesn't want that to happen?" And she holds the box up again, and there's a few ragged boos here and again. And she sets the box aside and says, "Then it's settled. Travelers, you may borrow a vehicle from the good people of Black Rock City. May it take you safely where you desire to go and bring you back just as safely." And as she turns, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Pardon. This is extremely considerate of you. I understand that I am a legend in my own right, that I am a rebel of the leather, and that I stand alone in the wasteland as its savior. But what have I done to deserve this? You're a fine, accommodating people.
She's up on a stage. There's somebody nearby. looking at you.
Yeah,
and
somebody
say,
nearby would be fine.
okay, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, someone nearby says, I don't know, but apparently the matriarch is going to let you borrow a vehicle. I think that's pretty groovy, man.
Do
Hey,
you guys
hey.
always do this?
It's kind of rare if it's something that's going to like benefit the all. Listen,
Right on, man.
bring it to my art installation. Let me paint it up for you before you go. Yeah. Oh, I gotta go. And a group of other revelers literally pick him up
Fantastic.
and start passing him through the crowd.
So Sage is going to do a pose, her hands out, and she's going to put her hand to her lips like a kiss. She's going to put 2 fingers on her forehead and hold it up. 2 fingers held up
Okay.
in a proud gesture.
All right. So there is the people around you applaud. As she said, well, then it's settled. I won't keep the rest of you folks from what you want to do tonight. I know it's near bedtime for some of the younger folks and some of the older folks. Laughter. As she turns to walk away, you hear a voice, not amplified, from the middle of the crowd call out, "Just a minute, Ember. Just a minute." And you look, and it's the fellow who was on stilts. She turns around and smiles. Her smile is a little bit tired. And she says, "Ah, yes, Krieg. I see you there, brother." And this one, apparently, Krieg is calling out to her, "What about my referendum? When is that going to be brought before the people?" Krieg, your referendum has been brought before the people many, many times. And you know it has been turned down. We are not turning Black Rock City into a caravan community. We're staying here, Krieg. This is where water is. This is our home. He yells back at her, "Well, you've bamboozled these people into thinking that they can't go anywhere, that they're not safe out there. But that's not true. I mean, these travelers, these strangers, you're letting them go out with a vehicle? How is that just?" And actually, kind of near you guys, there's a few people like cheering and clapping, saying, "Yeah, Krieg, yeah, tell her." Not that many people. So this goes back and forth for a few minutes. And she's like, "Krieg, come and see me and we will discuss again your proposal in more rational time. But referendum is closed. You know the rules. It's one at a time." So he grumbles something and stomps off on his stilted legs.
Is it possible
And
that I might...
a small group of people follow him out of the crowd. Yes, Dooms, what do you want to do?
Is it possible that I might follow them, thinking...
Oh, absolutely.
...that I'm not seen?
Well, I mean,
well, by the leader specifically.
Oh yeah. He's striding. He's not looking back at
no,
folk.
I mean the not Krieg, but
oh, Matriarch Ember. Yeah, no, she's turned and she's gone off the stage.
Right. Well, I'd like to follow Krieg and catch up with his gang.
Okay.
Because he clearly needs to be spoken with.
Okay, so yeah, this is more people like cheered and applauded when Krieg spoke than are following him. So this might be like a core group of followers. And Krieg, he stalks towards the towards the glowed dwellings. And he stops in front of one of the domed houses and turns and speaks to people. All right, brothers and sisters. Now, you heard I tried to bring the referendum. And Matriarch Ember, as good a heart as she has, she once again refused our referendum. So I will speak to her again. There's no wisdom in sitting here waiting to get smashed by some disaster. So keep up the good fight. Keep telling people.
I'll uncharacteristically speak out, for better or worse.
Okay.
Krieg.
Huh? Oh.
It is I, Techno.
Yeah? You're the newcomer.
I prefer visitor. I heard what you spoke, and it sounded to me to be impassioned, and I was curious as to what it might be about.
Oh, well, friend, well, here, give me just a minute. And he sits down kind of awkwardly on the side of his domed home and undoes the stilts, and now he's just a regular height person. Jonas, Marco, Zoe, why don't you and the newcomers, why don't we all come in and I can tell you about our platform. He opens his door and gestures.
We all going?
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're asking your fellow.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure they were alive.
Yeah, I got your back.
Yeah.
Right on.
Okay, so he has what you're rapidly coming to understand is kind of the typical dwelling here. Lots of eclectic stuff, daubs of bright colored paint everywhere, little bits and pieces of, you presume, non-functional technology as decorations, and also pinned to the wall, like hang, there are many maps, some hand drawn, some appear to be even pre-cataclysm. And he said, please come in, sit down.
Do you perchance have a chair built for my friend Sai?
Well, here, how about this? He takes a few things off of a low table that you could basically rest your body on. Go
will find like some sort of a support beam, and he'll just like clamp his legs around that, so he's hanging out on the wall. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He's wood boring as well, if you must know.
Yeah. Well, I am Krieg, and our group is the Neon Prophets. You see, we're not opposed to the matriarch. We're not violent insurrectionists or anything like that, but the burn can't stay in one place. Black Rock City is nice and all, but I mean, look, he gestures at one of the maps. There's thousands of kilometers of ancient roadways and forgotten cities and vistas, oceans and mountains and all sorts of things out there that could see that we could see and never stop seeing and never stop trading. I mean, why should we keep it all to ourselves? We should take it. We should travel out on the road is what we should do. And where there are no roads, we'll make our own roads. And I've been trying for 4 seasons now to convince Matriarch Ember of that. I just want her to I want her to give it a proper referendum. You know, I mean, we can go here to San Frisco, and he points at the western edge of the map. We can go here to San Frisco first and enlighten those people, and then move up the coast, maybe even further, whatever's beyond here. Or we can go south. We can go into the Southlands, or we can head to the east. I mean, look at how much space we've got, and we're stuck on just a little speck here. We've got a whole world to explore. Why don't we? That's the whole.
You do.
That's the whole philosophy of the Neon Prophets. I mean, if other people benefit by this, I mean, imagine a time when everybody in their own villages and cities and towns have their own burns because we took the light to them instead of keeping it to ourselves here.
I see. Well, you have preemptively answered one of my many questions, of which we're going to boil down to a couple.
Okay.
One being the words that make up the name of your organization. I believe you've answered the neon part. And what of profit? Neon being the light, I assume. Correct.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's he taps a blue illumination tube along the wall that's behind a piece of curved glass. Yeah, the neon. And I mean, you know, the prophecy is that the whole world should experience the burn. I mean, you know, the burn, not the whole world should be burned, because that's what happened.
Indeed, and that you've led perfectly into my second question. This burn you speak of, actually, there might be a second part to this, but this burn that you speak of, being newcomers, as you have called us, not you specifically, but all of you have referred to us as, you know, what is this? I assume it's a sort of ritual.
Oh yeah. See, once a season, in as much as there are seasons out here, we have a well, you know, we have a ceremony, and we burn the effigy. The Burning Man is what we do. And that
barbecue.
Yeah, no, it's not a real man. Like I said, it's just an effigy. And then you know, we celebrate art and music and freedom, and that's not something we should just keep here.
Right. So you wish to spread, for lack of a better word, and forgive me for any offensiveness, for certainly none is intended, you wish to spread your religion far and wide.
No, man, it's not a religion. It's just it's a philosophy of freedom and art and music and pre-cataclysm science. It's sharing all of this with the world, man.
Yeah, well, man, then certainly being as enlightened as you must obviously be, knowing these things, you would know that it sounds like a religion.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I get kind of enthusiastic about it, but I mean, I'm not trying to put the screws to anybody. if that's what you mean.
So-
I'm not going to make anybody sit in a temple and hold prayer beads or put offerings in a plate or anything like that. No.
Right, right. So you believe in a specific purpose and would like to spread that purpose. Understandable. I believe in a certain purpose as well and would like to spread that across the unenlightened world. However, most of us who are prophets do that on our own. Why do you not? Why not leave? Why should you bring these people who don't believe in what you believe in along with you and demand a referendum for a vote? Why have not you done this yourself?
Well, I mean, it's like this. I mean, if we're going to be a caravan, like, I don't want to split up the family, you know? I mean, oh, everybody okay?
Oh, yep, I'm good. Sorry.
Okay. The bug fell off the beam.
Nice. No remodeling while you're gaming, Yang. Come
Um,
on.
The yeah, he says, yeah, you know, I don't want to split the community apart. I just want a chance to discuss it. I just want a chance to bring up the referendum to people, and she keeps shutting me down.
Do you perhaps think that there might be a reason for that? Do you think you're ever going to get what you want? What I am saying to you is we are leaving, and your community offered us what they would never give to you. So, assuming that you had wanted to go about this in your own way, it seems like now would be the perfect opportunity, would it not? Along with us. I mean, assuming that my companions would be fine with such an arrangement, which I cannot guarantee.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, everything we've got here, all the tech, all the enlightenment, all the art, all the music, especially the music, that's something I want to share with like the whole world, you know? Like,
And you're
to
the
just
musician, correct?
I mean, yeah, I'm a musician, but there's other groups here too. I just think it would benefit everybody, not just everybody out there, but everybody in here, you know, to not just be attached just to one place.
You're preaching to, as they say, the choir, my friend.
The
All I can
choir,
tell you is
that really reaches, brother. You understand.
Yeah, man. I thought we might see eye to eye on this, you know. All I'm saying, man, is the caravan, the mystery bus leaves in the morning, if you know what I mean. I believe we've spoken enough.
All right. Well, thanks for hearing me out, man. Thanks for not being a square. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man, anytime.
All right. So the other three people that he invited in who were kind of nodding and yeah, absolutely. They stay, but he of course you guys can take off if you wish to. He doesn't shoo you out, but at the same time.
Right on. So, what did you guys gather from that particular demonstration?
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, it seems that perhaps there have been planted the seeds of a rebellion within this place. I do not think it is as stable as its leaders think that it is. However, we got what we wanted.
Yeah. I think there's a solid foundation here that should stay, and there's a rebellion that could be nudged out and do what they want to do, and both can coexist. I don't know if we can help with that, But
well, that's why I offered to take them away and for them to follow
yeah, I know.
us. Of course,
I
we would have to. Yes.
Yes.
completely understand. I mean, there's layers on layers on layers. So
Indeed.
how you want to play it?
I'm just. Yeah. Well, I think we leave.
Yeah.
Somehow, Go managed to hustle them out of a vehicle.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we got a vehicle, but do we want there to be something to come back to, or do we want to keep going? I
Well,
Well, that's what I'm
they
saying.
got some great stuff. I got,
Apologies.
you know.
if we take the rebels and we find old world weapons at these sites, we could potentially take over and be rid of this horrid hippie existence.
Oh,
imagine
that's-
now. Imagine. Yes, imagine if we bring these people along with us. Assuming I simply attempted to impregnate them with the idea, if you will. But if they come along with us,
Oh yeah,
who's to say we
that
don't just
solves everything.
establish a settlement elsewhere.
That solves everything. The rebels are happy, the town is happy, and we got some place to fall back on if everything hits a fan.
Yeah, but we have their vehicle, and there is no guarantee that we'll come back. I mean, we could, out of the kindness of our heart, which is a
Yeah.
strange
I
proposition
mean,
on their
if we
part.
come back or not, that's, you never know what the future holds, but we're going to help them, and odds are she's going to write it off as, you got our problem out of our backyard, so that's a loss we can accept. So I think we can consider the vehicles ours, but
Odds are,
if we take the pain out of their backside, they're going to thank us for the vehicle.
odds are our entire party will die in the wastes anyways.
Well, that's a given, but we're going to fight it. That's what we do.
When I
Let's see
die,
what
I
else-
shall die with glory. I promise you that. Unlike
Oh.
some of my previous companions who died in shame.
Yeah, well, it's what it is, so we move on. So let's see what else we can get out of them to help us in this future endeavor. I mean, they got a greenhouse there. There's going to be healing salves and that we can bring with us. So I don't know. I mean, she's tech savvy. So, but we do have our recharging. So it sounds for the most part, we're good except for your armor.
Well,
But-
I simply have to retrieve it.
I mean, we got the battery thing for now filtered out. But
Yeah, I've got full power armor battery, which is excellent. Even if I die, somebody else, assuming somebody plays a bipedal humanoid, can use it. You know what I mean?
that's very thoughtful, out of
so-
character, by the way. If I die, the next character. But
Yeah, well, the point is
in
it's a
character,
resource
I
available to the
completely get it. So,
You're right. Well, they have given us a vehicle. I say we leave as quickly as possible before they realize the error of their ways.
I mean, she's got them hoodwinked. This is a
Yes, but we have a
a
vehicle.
dog and pony show, and she's got it in hand. So yeah, let's take what we got, see if we can get a little extra on the healing side to take with us, because we're gonna need it, because it's tough out there. We know how hard it is out there for, if you get hit, it's hard coming back.
All right. Well, so I guess you guys have gone the bamboozle route. So we'll see next week how that unfolds. Now, one thing I do as we are wrapping up here, because we are minus a couple of players, and I don't want to send the party out in the desert for full of encounters without the other players. So in our last 10 minutes are here, I'm going to point out that so it's the 19th. We have, let's see, one more last remaining game of Gamma World until we switch over to our Call of Cthulhu game for 2026. That's a 4-game mini campaign of stultifying cosmic or otherwise horror that we bring you guys on Friday nights instead of the Gamma World game. So hopefully you like horror enough that you'll want to tune in and check us out. So that's one more game of Gamma World, then 4 games of Call of Cthulhu, and then we'll return to Gamma World in November before the holiday break. So thank you very much to my players. I appreciate you all being here, and hopefully we got Tim and Kevin back next week. I kept wanting to say his character name. It's Wonderbar. Say Wonderbar, Bill. It's Wonderbar. Tim and Kevin will be back next week. Of course. Now I will actually, I have been invited to be on the Speakeasy, so I will be over there. Check them out, Nerd Cognito Speakeasy. That is not here on YouTube. That's actually over on Rumble, and you can follow them over on Twitter. That is at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard tomorrow. So hopefully you guys will stop by, and I can be nerdy for them without all the stress of running camera and lights and everything here. So thank you again to my players. It was a lot of fun having you guys on tonight, as always. Thank you very much to the audience for tuning in. And of course, like and subscribe. And don't forget, this is a post-apocalypse, so the party could always encounter a radiation eyes equipped owlbear. Peace. Good night. Love you all.
Have you seen my owlbear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owlbear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around. Some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle way off course? Naked as a toad all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen the little creep driving fast in his little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow. From action flicks to dancing dicks, just take me to the show.